such meaning to me today, accepting the endorsement of a progressive who has really changed the face of the city for the better and for the long term, Councilmember Brad Lander. I like that. There he is. He's making the official vote. It's official. It's official. You're now on the team, Brad.
I am so proud to stand here today to endorse our progressive champion and my friend Bill DeBlasio to be the next mayor of New York City. Time and again in the past, on the issues that matter for those that care about a more just and equal city, Bill DeBlasio has been there, and he has put forward the bold progressive vision, the pushback against that tale of two cities, the fight for the vision of a city that truly brings together and includes all New Yorkers. And I am proud to stand with him as someone that is both articulating that vision and is going to get us there. In our fight for policing that truly brings about safety and protects the civil rights of all New Yorkers, one candidate for mayor stood up for the three things that matter to me in getting there. For strengthening our ban on bias-based profiling, racial profiling, discriminatory policing, for creating an independent inspector general for the NYPD, and for bringing new leadership to the police department that can restore the bonds of trust between the police and all of our communities. That's what's necessary to take us forward into the city that we all want to live in, and that's what Bill DeBlasio is going to do. On the issue of affordable housing, a long-standing crisis for so many people and something that I've worked on for my entire career. Bill DeBlasio has been there in the past and he'll be with us in the future. He led the way in the fight to reform the 421A tax break program when it was giving out hundreds of millions of dollars a year to developers in exchange for zero affordable housing in Manhattan and in Brownstone, Brooklyn. And he has already committed without hesitation to move us forward to fix the flaws in our inclusionary zoning program, which today leaves it to the option of developers whether they would like to include affordable housing, to bring us to a guaranteed affordable housing through inclusionary zoning. He didn't hesitate in the past, he won't hesitate in the future, and New Yorkers will be much more likely to be able to live in affordable housing thanks to the leadership of Mayor de Blasio. On the other issues that have mattered to progressives in the city council that have mattered to me, on issues like paid sick days, where he was a champion throughout the process, a voice of conscience, and someone who really helped move the debate forward to make sure that it's the law that working New Yorkers have paid sick days. And as a public school parent, like Bill, in fact, our kids went to one of the same schools. I know what it means to get your kid into pre-K. I know what it means to get your kid in an after-school program, and I can't tell you how many people don't have that opportunity and the difference it makes to their kids, to their education, to their family. And Bill DeBlasio is the only candidate standing up with a bold plan to do what's necessary to make sure that every New York kid has a chance at a full-day pre-K seat and can get access to the after-school programs that they need in middle school to make sure they're on the right path. That's the New York City that Mayor de Blasio is going to bring us, and that's why I am so proud to endorse him. Despite the heat, you've got the energy, you've got the power. It's cool over here.
You give us the energy.
So I just want a profound thank you to Brad Lander. And Brad proves to us all the time that changes can be made. You're going to hear a lot of people in these last 2 weeks of this election tell us why change cannot be made. And tell people, we're going to hear people talking about why the status quo is as good as it gets. It's not as good as it gets. The status quo we're living in New York City is not acceptable to the vast majority of us. We know we need change in this town. People told Brad that participatory salary budgeting couldn't work. It works. They said you couldn't have a progressive caucus in the city council. Now it's working. They certainly told Brad Lander time and time again you could never pass the Community Safety Act. Well, he passed it. It was vetoed. He overrode the veto. So let's remember, what matters in a democracy is the will of the people. When the people want change, when the people need change, we can find a way to a fairer and better society. When people told us we couldn't save hospitals, we found a way. Not just this year with Litch and Interfaith. In 2008, when Litch was first challenged, we found a way to keep it open. Chutzpah, a lot of chutzpah for Christine Quinn, the person who gave Michael Bloomberg a backroom deal for a third term to criticize other people.
That's right.
Speak up and tell them like this.
She violated the will of the people. She made a backroom deal. She gave the mayor a third term, and it's been a third term where the mayor has been absolutely insensitive to so many of the needs of the people. And then she wants to throw stones. The bottom line is, when I saw what the mayor was attempting to do, and you remember for 7 years the mayor said it would be disgusting to change term limits, and then suddenly, sneak attack, September 2008, moved to change term limits. When I saw the way he was using his money and his power to overcome the will of the people, I fought back. And I led the opposition against Mayor Bloomberg's proposal.
Right.
Christine Quinn was his closest ally, the person who made his third term possible. I led the opposition against it. Case closed.
Yeah!
I said it's a very specific statement about what kind of process would be necessary to weigh it. It's abundantly clear. It's on video if you look at the whole statement. But that was about an idea, and then in 2008 we had a reality. And the reality to me was fundamentally undemocratic. It's clear the mayor was going to bully and buy his way to a third term. That did not reflect anything that I had talked about previously. It was unacceptable. It was undemocratic. And when I saw what was happening, I didn't just speak out, I led the opposition. So you can talk about theory and history, but the fact is, when everything was on the line, just compare what I did to what Christine Quinn did. It's a stark contrast.
It's not just Quinn that's bringing up the issue of it's not the one that Bill Thompson also. I'm curious.
How convenient.
What do you make of his response that it's very trying to say just like when it comes to changing?
Bill Thompson knows, he was there at the time, and he was in the right place on the term limits issue. But he knows when it came to organizing the strategy and the opposition and making the coalition come together, he'll admit that I was the one calling him to play a role in the effort. And I'm very proud of that fact. I agree with and appreciate what he did at the time. But someone had to lead the fight against Bloomberg on term limits, and I did it. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of footage. Martha.
There's also an attempt by various candidates in this race to own the stop and frisk question. And today, or yesterday actually, Bill Thompson put out an ad where he's saying he owns it because, quote, he lived it. Your response to that?
I'm going to say something, I think Brad might have something to say as well about the truth of how you end the stop and frisk era. There's one way to do it. I've been abundantly clear. You need a new police commissioner, you need a strongly enforced ban on profiling, and you need an independent inspector general.
All three.
Anything short of that will not work. This is not a new problem. This is a deep-seated problem.
Right.
And to fundamentally change reality will take a concentrated, focused, strategic effort. What Mr. Thompson has proposed, I've said very openly, as a matter of fact, I don't believe it will work. To not believe in an independent inspector general, to have an inspector general named by the police commissioner, it's not the same thing. To not support a legal ban on profiling, it's not the same thing to say I want to change stop and frisk, but I don't support a legal ban on profiling. So we have a fundamental difference on the issue, on how to go about making change. I've made my position clear and consistent. You'll have to track his position and the various alterations in his position along the way. But very clear with Bill Thompson, he has not supported this full package of change. Christine Quinn's gone him one better and called for Ray Kelly to stay as police commissioner, which is the greatest contradiction in the world. The man who brought us the overuse of stop and frisk is suddenly going to have a conversion experience. and go in the other direction. That's not believable. And so my answer is that his ad doesn't respond to the facts. He can use any words he wants, but his ad does not respond to the facts. And he still has not given a convincing answer of why he does not approve of common sense ideas like a racial profiling ban and the independent secretary.
Okay.
I just asked him to understand we don't intend to continue the status quo. We will make change, we can make change, we know how to make change, and we insist on change for the people of the city.
Yes, we can! Yes, we will! Yes, we can! Yes, we will!
New York, when you guys go back a long time, he described you guys as personal friends. Does he have a personal attack?
I understand Howard has a job to do, and he obviously is an eloquent spokesperson for keeping things exactly the way they are in New York City. And I fundamentally disagree with him on the direction we need to take, but he speaks well for his boss in defending everything exactly the way it is. And, you know, again, it's fundamentally unsurprising and expected to continue, but the things he said just weren't accurate and certainly don't reflect our values. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Who's your next mayor? DeBlasio! Who's your next mayor? DeBlasio!